Hey guys, welcome in or welcome back to the Laugh at Pat channel. Fun that we get this moment to just have a little one-on-one dialogue. If you're wondering where are the ha-has, where's the weirdness, why aren't you screaming about raccoons or something like that? That's because this is a podcast. This isn't a ha-ha video. I mean, there might be some humor. I'm hoping there will be some humor that you'll enjoy during this conversation, but it's a podcast. And that's been my thing the last couple months, in case you missed it, in case you missed the memo, is that I'm trying to do one podcast every month here on the Laugh at Pat channel, the first Wednesday of the month. And each month, the podcast or conversation will have a different theme. And if you didn't read the episode title and description, here comes the big reveal. This month's theme is candy. A podcast about life, candy life. And when I was thinking to myself, who could engage with me and have a real and powerful dialogue and conversation around the idea of candy and really get into the nitty-gritty details of things like which holiday has the best candy, fancy chocolate versus cheap chocolate, the age-old debate of gummies versus chocolate. I mean, there's just so much, detail to get into if you really want to have a real conversation about candy and candy life. And, when I was thinking about who could join me and engage with me in a meaningful way, there was one person, and, he was the first guest on the Laugh at Pat podcast. Now he's the first returning guest. He's still the only guest on the Laugh at Pat podcast. My childhood best friend, Zach. And I feel like that was an applause break moment, but there's no studio audience here. This is my parents' garage, so we'll just move forward. But my childhood best friend, Zach, was kind enough to welcome me into his home and join me in a dialogue about candy. And I think it's going to be, informative, possibly provocative, and just definitely can't miss conversation. So, throw it on in the background while you're cleaning your apartment, or open it on a new tab while you're surfing the internet, or however you choose to consume video podcasts. Watch it intently. I don't know. That part's up to you. This part's up to me. This is my 10th try recording this intro, and I think this is going to be the one that I use. So, let's get to it. Let's get to the conversation. But of course, first, we got to roll the theme song. I don't have a theme song to not play it, and I don't have a theme graphic to not use it. So let's roll the theme song. Shout out Sam Faw on Spotify, who wrote this theme song. And let's get into a conversation about candy. Zach doesn't know the topic of today's podcast yet.
In the dark.
But every podcast on the Laugh at Pat channel so far has had a theme, We did, fisherman life, wine life. And so today's episode is going to be candy life.
Fuck yes.
And would you agree that like there's a good 30% of our friendship based around candy?
I feel like you're lowballing it. I feel like maybe it's 55.
55%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely, it's in that range,
Yeah. Candy, rom-coms, hating on people. I would say that makes it up.
I think it's more like candy, rom-coms, hating on people, paralyzing self-doubt.
Oh, yeah, sorry. That's what sort of baked it. It's 200%. That's like the salt on top. Just sprinkle a little self-doubt and anxiety on top.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, you're right. That's the glue that holds the whole package together. So, okay, so the first section of our Candy Life podcast, we're going to try to settle one of the all-time great debates. And in the candy world, I mean, this is a heated subject. I mean, it's honestly, I think it's an intense subject. And of course, I'm talking about, gummy versus chocolate.
Okay.
I mean, those are the two, that's the black and the white. It's the
it's the Beatles Stones.
It's the Beatles Stones.
It's the Alanis Michelle Branch.
Yes, it's the haves and the have-nots. It's it's a big divide.
This is my question: where are the samples? How am I supposed to decide on anything if I don't have any snacks?
See, Zach,
you bring dried mango over, but you don't bring any goddamn gummy bears. What's going on here? They don't sell those at the Good Earth pack?
First of all, I did bring you those very nice wine-flavored gummy bears or gummy stars.
They were mulled wine. They were. I think they're still in my car.
Should we get them? Should we pause it and go get them?
Yeah, those aren't cracking the top 10. I can tell you that much.
No, but I mean, here's the thing, Zach. If you were a different guest and I didn't know firsthand, personally, that you had such a large sample size of data to choose from.
I mean, you
like an incredibly like people out there would be shocked and probably a little disgusted at the data size that we have to draw from here. I didn't feel like I needed to add samples into that.
You wouldn't guess it by our chiseled bodies, but we've had a lot of experience eating candy.
Part of the paralyzing self-doubt was the fact that we were fat children.
Fat children, I mean, I had a nerd's rope yesterday. So. It hasn't stopped.
Look, it's a disease.
There's 0% chance that I don't have diabetes. I'm just saying, it's not gonna happen.
I'm just saying,
I don't want to be insensitive.
This is like an exclusive for the podcast, but Are
you announcing it right now on air?
I've lost feeling in one of my toes, and I'm like,
what's fish toe?
That's fish toe. Oh, that's from the Fish Life. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought it was part of the Candy Life.
Save it for the Fish Life podcast.
Okay.
Wait,
Sorry.
Did you seriously lose feeling one of your toes?
Yeah, I haven't told anybody because I feel like it's problematic.
Gout, I feel like.
I feel like if I don't deal with it, it'll go away. Yeah, my big toe.
What are we doing podcasts? You got to go to the doctor.
I mean, my health insurance situation is
if I was to poke it with something, you wouldn't feel it.
I mean, it just feels a little bit like pins and needles-y.
Oh, fine.
Yes.
Let's get those walkers
I feel like
rolling.
it's just a little bit of the diabetes.
Yeah.
It's a pre-diabetes thing.
Who isn't pre-diabetic at this
point? So gummy versus chocolate.
Are we going this just so I understand here? Are we going head on? Is it a versus thing?
So I think
a March Madness bracket.
I think what it is
or pound
is
for pound.
It's society crumbles. Either one of the political candidates gets elected in November. Our country is in shambles, and you can only pack chocolate or gummies for your apocalypse. Oh. And you have the choice of the bevy of different sweets for either.
I mean, obviously, it's gummies. It's the energy, carbs. I don't want to bunk. You know what I mean? So, there's a reason why pro athletes have gummy bears in their backpacks and their packs. They don't carry on chocolate bars, Pat.
Yeah, well, I mean, actually, some of them do carry around chocolate bars, and you could just be the Snickers have peanuts in them. Peanuts have
you know what? I feel actually I will recant. All seriousness, I feel like the peanut M&M is the most. The peanut M&M is almost the best snack. Not even best candy, the best snack.
But you've also have taken now. I feel like you took the apocalypse thing to a level that for me it was more just
you gotta be able to adapt, man. You gotta be able to flow.
I mean, I feel like you're getting into the nutrition of candy, which is not where I wanted to take the podcast.
Flavor profile,
I just think it's my podcast. It's my podcast.
Okay.
It's my. It's my podcast.
You couldn't just throw a gummy bear into a trail mix and just make it work. The peanut M&M is something you can throw into a lot of different things. You can put it in a cookie.
Yes.
You can put it. In a trail mix.
That's to my.
I eat that as cereal, honestly. If they make that thing.
But that's to my point. Is it's okay, you either are only getting to eat chocolate candy or only eating gummy candy for the rest of your life.
Sophie's choice.
It's the Sophie's choice of candy, and I mean. Obviously, if you're a real candy addict, that that you get both because you eat the chocolate, you use the gummy to refresh the palate, and then you go back to chocolate, or vice versa. Start with a sour gummy, use some peanut M&Ms to clear the palate, and then you go in for a peach ring or something. Because if you go sour gummy to peach ring, that's not a good transition.
No, and also I don't think I would say candy addict. That feels a bit extreme. I feel more we're the Anthony Bourdain. We're like the Anthony Bourdain of
Have
candy.
you ever thought to yourself, I really shouldn't get candy. I hate myself if I got candy. And then you're driving to the store and you're like, I'm out of control of the choice I'm making to buy this candy right now.
I feel that with a lot of things.
Well, that seems like addictive.
I just like with candy, it's like I've lived a lot of lives. I've lived a lot of lives in the candy world. I've seen a lot of different things. You know, I went from my time from eating Pixie Sticks whole to like now I occasionally buy some Starburst. Like I've lived a lot of lives. I've come out the other side, and now I kind
Is
of
there
have
another way to
I have
eat
like a
Pixie
clear
Sticks?
scope. I have a
Like
clear
you're
scope.
eating the paper. Like
Absolutely, yes. Like I feel like there's a couple candies that are so good that it's just like that. I've eaten too many whole Pixie Sticks to admit. I also probably have about like $8 worth of bubble tape just stuck, grape bubble tape just stuck in my stomach right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how kids chewed on grape bubble tape and then just didn't eat it. It didn't make sense to me.
Well, I would also like to, harken back to the Pat and Zach classic of high school, which was a carton of Milk Duds and a carton of Whoppers. I would eat more of the
We were
Whoppers.
very fit. We were very fit children.
Fit boys. Fit boys. And you're probably thinking to yourself, like, oh, like, you guys were probably doing something cool while you're pounding that, right? Like...
There was zero drugs involved.
So we're just a couple 16-year-olds staying in on a Friday night, pounding Milk Duds and Whoppers,
Hey,
watching
childhood.
rom-coms.
That's a classic American childhood. Classic Americana.
God.
Yeah, the Whoppers, also, I don't even think they make the cartons anymore.
Like,
Like, there's like
honestly,
too big a size. They were like, this is not, no one's going to eat this.
It was a health risk. Yeah. Like, it doesn't.
Oh, man, that Albertsons down the street from my house was just
that
really
was
good
trouble.
stuff.
So well, as soon as your parents gave you that debit card, it was
man,
just off to
don't
the
give your
races.
kids a debit card.
Also, the 2 for $1, like Albertsons brand candies.
Well, I feel like, and not to go back to the ad, I think, like, you're a real aficionado, like, when you go through phases, like, it's like I was getting at a candy like I wasn't even into. It's like when you hear about like people who are alcoholics and like drinking all sorts. They're like, I just need to get drunk. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
Give me a handle of black velvet whiskey. I was like, man, give me those reasons. Give me that bag of reasons. Give me those Necco wafers. All
Actually, Necco wafer. Hot take. I feel like most people
yeah.
shit on Necco wafers, but
I feel like when it comes to candy, I have the stuff that I think is really good, and then I have some things where I'm like, I'm not gonna like die on this hill, but yeah, Necco wafer's underrated. I'm gonna say it.
I completely agree. I completely agree, and it's actually one of the few places in my life where I'm like I'm not so rigid about the choice. Where it's like normally it's like if I know I like this menu item, it's like that's what I get when I go to the restaurant. But candy is one of the few places in my life that I'm willing to experiment.
You can.
That I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, throw
like
a curveball at it.
Yeah, like I will get those, Swedish fish.
You know what it is? It's because like the peanut M&Ms and the Reese's, those are always going to be there. They're always going to be there. Just
well, okay. So let's get back to the debate.
I'll go off the rails.
Yeah,
here.
it's my podcast. Okay.
I'll go off the rails. I snorted like 5 Pixie Sticks before I came in here. I'm fucking hyped.
Like the paper part too, or just
no? I ate that afterwards. Yeah, that's what I used to roll up, and then.
Remember also?
So you did that too. That wasn't just me. Like, don't leave me hanging here. Like, no, you also ate them.
Oh, I ate the paper every time. Like I thought that's how you were supposed to eat them, and then I saw someone tear it open and pour it in. I was like, what?
Well, I feel like it's a design flaw. It's like. You lick the paper and then it would get stuck on the paper. It's like a whole thing. It's like, come on, guys. Like,
yeah.
The Wonka factory. Also, I really hope that if you remember like all like the Wonka products, like I imagine it was a lot like the fruit roll-up factory. Remember like those fruit roll-up commercials? There was like a bunch of like kids running around in lab coats. That's what I was expecting from the Wonka factory.
Well, I feel like I don't remember those commercials because my parents didn't allow me to have television.
Sorry, my bad.
It's kind of a sensitive subject.
Yeah.
Which is why I always wanted to watch TV when I came over to your house.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like the thing about the Wonka factory also is it's like, before, like, I'm not talking Johnny Depp Wonka. I'm talking original Wonka. I saw that movie as a child. It was magical. I read the books. I loved candy. I loved this was like a cultural movie about candy, which I was very into. And then the Wonka candy brand was like pretty garbage. Like, really? Disappointing, no?
I mean, Shock Tarts, which I feel like...
But no chocolate. It was all, like, gobstoppers and, like...
They cornered that market. I feel like Haribo... I feel like when we were growing up, Haribo wasn't really a thing. This is something you got to think about. Haribo was, like... was not really that present.
Well, so that's a common misconception, because, like,
no,
Hitler loved Haribo.
No,
he was munching on Haribo. Like, if you look at some of those old photos, you see he has the little gold bag.
And then America put, like, a 60-year hiatus on it. They're like, okay, like... Yeah, like 2005, 2000, the early aughts. Let's bring it back. Let's allow it back in.
It starts with the gummy bears.
Yeah.
Now the fascism.
Yeah. It's sort of like the Cuba thing. You know what I mean? Like, no, but I feel like Haribo. It was just the golden bears. They were kind of hard to get, and like sour candy was really dominated by the Wonkas.
That's true.
I imagine there's two of them. It's like the Wonkas. You know?
They had the Wonka brothers.
Yeah, the Wonka brothers. But yeah, you had Shock Tarts, Sweet Tarts, Gobstoppers. I think they made the Wonder Ball. If you remember that bad boy.
So, okay, this is actually a valid question that I didn't know that we were going to go to this, but do things like Shock Tarts, also the thing that I was thinking of when you were talking about Pixie Sticks, the Fun Dip? Remember the Fun Dip?
Oh, yeah.
Which I always wanted to just get the stick.
Yeah, the stick
like,
was the best.
The stick was the best. Like, why don't just sell like a 4-pack of sticks that I can eat? I don't need the fucking sugar powder to dip it.
Yeah.
But, so, you know, Fun Dip, Pixie Sticks, Gobstoppers, does that fall into gummy? In category?
No, I feel like it's
because I don't feel like it's.
I feel like it's chocolate.
It's not
non-chocolate. I feel like that's really what the two.
So, but wouldn't you say that if you had to name it? I mean, so candy is basically a two-party system. Yeah. We have chocolate and non-chocolate. But wouldn't you say that the non-chocolate, most people would identify it as gummy?
Not to a degree. I don't know. I don't agree with that.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like look.
I feel like gummy candy has risen. Like gummy candy was like the Green Party just coming out of left field, and now it's really staked its claim because people like everyone loves gummies. They got healthy gummies now. They got like keto diet gummies. Hey, these are low blood sugar gummies.
Do you don't think
you're
that
gonna have to start eating soon? By the way, for that toe. Whole Foods.
Leave my diabetes out of it, okay? It's rude. No, but you don't think that the gummies like those haven't been historically popular? You think that's something that's like a rise in popularity?
I think they've gotten more popular, and I think the influx of Haribo over the last 5 to 10 years.
Apple rings, peach rings.
Trolley, but like Trolley is harder to find now. I think that's harder to find.
Gummy worms, sour gummy worms.
I feel like sour. I would put sour candy in its own camp.
That's a gummy.
Sour,
no. That's where I draw the line, Zach. That's where I draw the line. Okay, it's one thing if you want to say Gobstoppers are not gummies, but you're not going to tell me that sour gummy worms are not gummies.
Well, no, they are. I just think it's like a subcategory that it's like.
Okay, well, yeah.
Gobstoppers are also or like Gobstoppers. Like
I mean, we could get into subcategories of like chocolate.
Non-chocolate, non-chocolate. I think it's pretty basic, pretty easy.
I feel like it's chocolate and gummy. And I feel a little bit triggered that you're not including...
I'm not going to hold up your podcast. I wasn't prepared for this, all right? So I'd be bombarded on the logistics. All right, so yeah.
Okay, so chocolate not... So, but which... Don't you feel like the Pixie Stick, Fun Dip, Gobstopper, like that level and style of candy, is it just the fact that I'm no longer 12 years old, or is that disappearing?
No, well... I feel like
because I don't see it at the gas station. I don't see it in the grocery store.
Fun Dip at a youth baseball park snack shack. That was the only place they ever sold Fun Dip or giant pixie sticks. So like, yeah,
they had an exclusive contract. They were like only for 8-year-old baseball fields.
Only sell it at youth baseball league snack shacks. That's how it worked. You can't find Fun Dip, but yeah, I mean, I feel like the crazier like sour candy, but like Warheads are still a thing.
Are they?
I've bought some. Oh, I've eaten some.
Zach, do you want me to edit this out or
no? I mean, this is some breaking news. Let's go down on it.
I mean, what was the scenario that you were like, I'm gonna buy Warheads?
I didn't buy Warheads. I feel like I got them in something. Like they were in like maybe.
Was this like one of these like wine industry things where they're like, ooh, we're gonna be like hip and fun and like
no,
let's put
I definitely
some
can't taste things because of Warheads. Like I've ruined my palate.
I remember. Don't you remember that? Didn't they like outlaw Warheads for a while or something? I thought they were like too extreme. And they're like, we gotta.
I think that was just like a
marketing ploy.
I think there's a lot of that. Like those candies, you got to go out to like the coast or like imagine other states like the country. Like you go out to like Bodega Bay. To like some like weird convenience store, you're gonna find like Pop Rocks, and you're gonna find like the all chocolate Necco wafers and like really weird shit. But you go to like 7-Eleven, they're like, no, they're just gonna they have the hits.
Yeah,
you gotta go out. You gotta go out of town for the deep stuff.
Why? That's a good question. Like, why don't they have?
I feel like they've ordered them
because I feel like
they don't change it up. They just
at 7-Eleven, it's like that's your thing, right? Like alcohol and candy and chips. Yeah. So like, why wouldn't you have a few? You know what I mean? Like. I hate to use this reference in case my parents are watching, but like if you go to like a pornographic website, they got the mainstream things, but they have a few random weird shit mixed in there.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever looked, but like if I had,
Pat, I don't think that garage is that well insulated.
I'm just saying, like, wouldn't you want to have a couple random things even though they don't sell?
Yeah. I mean, like, listen, I could get down on the occasional circus peanut. You know what I mean? Like, throw it at me.
All right. Well, okay. So look, we got to wrap up this first section.
I didn't answer any new questions. I feel like we really got off topic.
Well, so
we need mediators.
Chocolate versus gummy. You have chocolate versus non-chocolate.
Let's get Don Lemon in here to
yeah.
dictate this shit.
Chocolate versus non-gummy. You have to choose one for the rest of your life. Gun to your head. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm going gummy every day.
And what is the menu item that is like the clincher for you on that? Because I'm definitely going chocolate. Because the bevy of options with chocolate, yes, there are a lot of there's a lot of kind of like freak show, sideshow candies in the non-gummy camp, but like I never crave a gobstopper. It's more like it's there. I guess
stop using gobstoppers as like the barometer for non-gummy candy. It's really unfortunate.
Honestly, the only thing I'm gonna miss is
like Imagine Dragons don't summarize rock. You know what I mean? It's like you can stop using that as the example. No, like I feel like you do like right now. Again, things have changed over time because they've cut out some delicious candies that you can't get anymore. Like the sour straw. The Sour Punch straw is like a classic. I would take that over chocolate.
Didn't you used to drink your soda through a Sour Punch straw?
I mean, I'm not going to say I haven't done
it. But where did the Sour Punch straw go?
No, they're still around.
But only at movie theaters. I feel like
that's a mainstream candy now. That's
a mainstream. It's broken through.
That's broken. That's easily broken through. They have multiple flavors. They got the rainbow pack. It's like a hit.
Okay.
The sour gummy that's like not like I feel like the problem is
what
that
company makes the straws again?
I don't know.
Because didn't they used to make a thing that was just like it looks like a fruit roll up or like not even a fruit roll up but just like it was just like a strip of candy.
That's a rip roll.
It was not rolled up. It was just like a strip of candy.
They didn't make
like
those
sour.
The sour strips of the sour belts. I believe those are called off brand. We can get in a whole conversation about that. I feel like the sour belt was always a thing, but then the Sour Punch straw really kind of drove home the straw. And also the thing is that I feel like in our childhood, it was really gimmicky to do the like extreme sour, like that was the whole bit. And now they've kind of got away from that. It's like no, it's just playfully sour, and people like it.
I mean, I never liked the sour. Like I don't want honestly, the only thing from gummy that I would miss would be just like plain gummy worms. Like I really fuck hard with plain gummy
I can only
worms.
eat a few of those. And then I'm out. I feel like with sour gummy, like gummy bears, Haribo Classic Golden Bear is like pound for
too
pound.
chewy. Like that's my hot take.
Really?
We can get into it later in the show, but
I'm really pissed on these samples by the way, because I'm like really jonesing.
But I mean, think about it in chocolate. Like no peanut M&Ms, no Snickers, no Reese's.
I feel like
no like
flavor.
nice dark chocolate bar.
Could I still have a cookie? Am I still allowed a cookie in this scenario?
Well, that's a whole nother thing that I didn't know if I should bring into this podcast or not. Is like, where do ice cream and cookies fit into the candy sphere?
What I'm saying is like the chocolate flavor. I think the satisfaction you get from chocolate is like something that like I've like been craving chocolate before, and then I've had a bowl of like fucking Frosted Flakes, and I've been like, that kind of satisfied that. Whereas like I've never eaten a bowl of Frosted Flakes, and I'm like, I don't want
sour straws.
That sour straw. That rip roll.
I mean, I guess the thing is I just don't crave gummies like that.
Yeah. Oh, you're super cool. Why are we on a fucking candy podcast? You come here to shame me? Like, I'm a 12-year-old. I wake up, all right? I wake up. I eat some Starburst. I have a fucking sugar-free Red Bull, and I fucking go to work. I'm an adult. I'm 30. Not yet.
He did ask me to bring him a sugar-free Red Bull last time I came. Just
First
for
off,
the record,
that was very special circumstances.
Special circumstances.
Yeah.
I don't have any sour straws. Get me a sugar-free Red Bull.
Listen, it's I kicked that habit back in 2012, Pat.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna have to. I guess are we coming to the fact that we're agreeing to disagree about like what is your lifetime? You're going gummy.
Yeah.
I do think you bring up an interesting point with the fact that you can satisfy the chocolate craving with another thing. But the thing is that I feel like the chocolate craving is way more prevalent and powerful. And
I disagree.
And that I would really sort, because imagine also like in this hypothetical situation, it's like Megan's like eating peanut M&Ms in front of you and you can't have them. And you're like, and you're eating a Starburst and it's just not doing it for
Starburst.
you.
I like this. I like the sour. That's what literally when I started drinking wine, I was like, oh wait, they make like sour wine that has like a bunch of acid in it. It makes it feel like candy. It makes it feel like water that someone just put a bunch of pixie dust in.
You do have a weird sound because you also
I'm weird.
Remember
you
used to hit the straight up lime juice.
I destroyed my mouth. I realized that. It's fine. This is a hit job. You just bring me on here to shame me.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap up the first section here. Chocolate versus gummy. Zach is coming down on. He's choosing gummy. I'm gonna say chocolate for life.
Germans are with me.
I think the Germans are with me. Germans are pretty big chocolate community.
Do they have a whole aisle at all of their grocery stores devoted to chocolate? Because they have one to gummies.
I mean, the Milch. Like, I mean, they have chocolate. Okay. Well, so that's the end of our first section of the Candy Life podcast. We're gonna throw to a little commercial here, and then come back and keep the conversation going. And don't forget to get in the comments and talk with us. Are you a chocolate or a gummy guy? And like smash that like and subscribe.
Is this live? Fuck. What the fuck am I doing?
Okay, we'll be right back. You see that? You see that? America, fuck yeah, right? This is a one-of-one handmade American flag by yours truly, featured in the groundbreaking, critically acclaimed, and financially successful presidential announcement skit right here on the Laugh at Pat channel. This is the very flag featured on the podium in that skit. And this flag could be yours. The 31st subscriber on the channel that sends me their information, their mailing address, will be mailed this one-of-a-kind American flag, handmade, one of one. This is truly a masterpiece of art, and in a time where probably feels a little gross to be patriotic. Why not have this beautiful parody, hand-drawn, one-of-one American flag? All you have to do is hit subscribe and then send me a message showing me that you subscribed, and send me your mailing address, and this flag could be yours. That's right. It could be yours. So that's already a minute 30. That is a long ad. All right. I don't really have any real ads to do, so I'm just making things up. So, yeah, I'll send you this flag. Back to the show. Okay, so we're going to continue the conversation about candy. And remember, guys, get in those comments. Let us know. Join the conversation. Let's keep talking about it.
This is really the conversation that needs to happen right now.
I feel like this is... These are the voices that need to be heard.
Jesus.
No, but we're going to keep with the hard-hitting candy talk. And next,
coming at me. Chris Matthews hardball coming at me.
Well, I want to talk very seriously with you about this. And I'm hoping that we're going to be able to come to some sort of agreement on this subject. But it's a kind of a two-parter, which is the first part is which holiday has the best candy? I did want to do a little like side expose on like expensive fancy chocolate versus just your down home, 7-Eleven Hershey bar kind of.
This is the funny thing is, unfortunately, like I feel like, is this like a pardon the interruption scenario where like I gotta take a hot take that's opposite from you, like a Skip Bayless? I gotta Skip Bayless you so we can have something to banter about, because I know we're on the same page with this after several years of friendship. Easter has the best candy.
Oh,
it's not even fucking close.
Easter is
the fact that you even
down.
asked that question, like I get it, but there's only one answer.
So I guess the only thing I could think is let's before we get into why Easter clearly has the best
Let's look at
candy.
let's look at the competitors. I mean,
Yeah.
you got Halloween.
Halloween.
Okay.
Which, like,
Hey.
what is Halloween bringing to the table?
The-
Candy corn.
Candy corn. People love, like, I feel like the mini. I feel like you have to kind of shoehorn in the mini candy, like the square Snickers, like the mini stuff, because like those
yeah,
things,
the fun size.
yeah, because those are around. You wouldn't buy those normally.
Yeah.
So those are available. Also, people love the specialty Reese's.
Oh, the pumpkin.
I think that's
Which
a whole other
also-
conversation. The pumpkin egg, the pumpkin tree, the pumpkin.
No, okay.
The Reese's egg, the Reese's tree, Reese's pumpkin.
I think let's get into it because Halloween specifically, people say the pumpkin, Reese's pumpkin,
I
is
like it more.
better than the egg or the Christmas tree.
I agree.
What?
I like
It's
the Reese's
the same
pumpkin.
thing. It's the exact same
There's
product.
something
There's
about
no
now.
different
Now maybe it
recipe.
just feels like Reese's is kind of spooky. It should be around Halloween.
And the packaging is
It
orange.
just-
Halloween
it just-
is orange.
It just feels right. It just feels right. Also, are you a Reese's or a Reese's?
Reese's.
Okay, good.
Did I say Reese's?
I've known some weirdos who do it. So I'm just
Well,
double checking.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not an animal. I'm not
Yeah,
a savage.
yeah. No,
okay.
I candy corn. I mean, the fact is like candy corn's not really like candy. Like no one's eating candy corn. There's a reason candy corn is not available year round.
Well, look, okay, people shit on candy corn, and I got a hot take here. I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. People are like,
No.
cancel candy corn and like whatever. And honestly, like, here's the thing: is
Those
like,
damn
if I'm
social
at, like,
justice warriors. Fuckers.
You know, I'm just so over this anti-candy corn movement. Okay, it's part of my heritage. All right, it's just like I have candy corn pride. Okay,
Those damn candy corn truthers.
yeah. But like, look, if I'm at like a dentist's office or something and they have a little
Oh,
bowl
well,
of
yeah.
candy corn out, like I'm gonna have a couple.
Yeah,
like,
no, I'll eat some. I just feel like they're not something that you can continue. Like we talk about,
I would never
certain-
buy candy
We
corn.
talk about certain candy that you eat and you're like, I'm kind of over this. Like candy corn is like 4 pieces. You're like,
yeah,
oh,
that,
okay, I'm
that's
done.
true. It's a very low threshold.
Halloween, I just feel like candy gets a little bit more. It just gets a little more spotlight on it. It just feels a little bit, you know. Just
I
feels
feel
a little
like
bit fresher.
people would, you know, I feel like,
It's like when you drink a tropical drink on a beach and you're like, this just feels right.
I mean, it's on the nose, but in a good way.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is I feel like if we polled people, most people would answer Halloween.
Yeah.
Because I think people like that's Halloween's big draw is candy. You know what makes Halloween? Candy. I'm sorry, but like, what does Halloween have going for it besides the free candy?
Fun costumes.
Okay, so a chore that's gonna cost me $30 to $100.
Carving pumpkins, Pat.
Okay, my mom literally almost cut my finger off carving a pumpkin. So
Real happy guy over here. Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm
no,
just saying.
I'm
I
with
feel
you.
like
I'm with
candy's
you.
it's
Yeah,
one of
it's
the
the focal point. It's
it-
top billing. It's top
yeah.
billing. Halloween, scary movies, which like are not good, and then
But I think that's what makes, you know, Easter unique is that it's like Halloween doesn't have that many candies that are specific
Yeah.
to it. I mean, the Reese's pumpkin that you alluded to, candy corn, but I can't even think of any others.
also Easter is like doesn't have a lot else going for it. Let's be real. Really, it's really like it's
I mean,
just
there's the whole
enough.
like Christ has risen thing.
like,
but,
but I mean, like, honestly, like, would you even celebrate Easter if you couldn't? If there wasn't Easter candy, like, let's just. I'll be honest.
what? I mean, but like also the nice thing is that like, when Easter happens, you know that like whatever you gave up for the Sabbath,
Yeah,
no, not
obviously.
for the Sabbath. That's Jewish. What's
Ash
the thing that
Monday?
you? Lent. Yeah, I went to a Catholic university. I know.
Yeah.
Whatever you gave up for Lent, you get to have it back.
Not giving up robin eggs. Can tell you that much.
Oh fuck no!
Also, there's something about candy in a cardboard carton that just really gets me.
Okay, so I mean, look, let's. I don't want to just skip right to the main attraction. Let's keep with the candy foreplay here.
Christmas.
Christmas. What candy canes, basically?
Christmas, I feel like has a candy canes. There's also like chocolate Santas, which for some reason are pretty good. Like
Yeah.
and
Okay.
anything wrapped in tinfoil, I also like too.
Yeah.
I just like pull. There's something weird.
I mean,
thing-
look, and we're gonna get to this, but like the Reese's miniature, like
Oof.
it's by far the least green thing that I do in my life. But like,
They didn't have those at the bulk section of Good Earth. You guys,
But there's
you guys
something-
weren't pulling those.
I like to unwrap
Yeah.
each one, and I don't know if you
There's
remember
two
this.
wrappings. There's a
There's
tinfoil,
two, yeah, and
and
then
then
the paper.
yeah,
Yeah, and there's so many fun ways to eat those. You can bite the peanut butter part off the back and then leave the little chocolate
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
You bite in from the side to get like a chocolate to peanut butter ratio. You know, you can nibble along the edges of the top to start, and then or you could just like shove it all in at once.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, You really thought about a lot of ways to eat that Reese's pet.
Look, Reese's miniatures. We're gonna get to those, okay? But so Christmas, you got candy canes, you got like chocolate Santas. I guess also there's this again goes back to your point about the cookies, like because I was gonna say like gingerbread stuff, but that's kind of
falls
separate
into
category.
the sweets family. I feel like we're talking more candy at this point. But.
So like we have an umbrella sweets, candies under there, cookies under there, ice creams under there. Underneath candy, we have chocolate and gummy.
Yeah, and then under no, you son of a bitch.
I wanted to see if I could sneak that in there.
Yeah, I feel like candy canes are kind of underrated too. So you don't like the candy corn, but like it's welcome to the candy cane scenario because like you're excited about it.
Well, for me, it's all about the mini candy cane. I don't fuck really with like the full size candy cane.
They're occasional because you got to break them up, but the mini candy cane I think is one of the best novelty candies. If there was a novelty candy ranking, I think the mini candy cane is the champ, pound for pound champ.
Well, okay, so I think this dovetails us nicely into the Easter because, I mean, if we're talking about specialty candy.
The robin
egg to me
is the robin egg specialty candy. I was thinking like, okay, I don't always attribute the robin egg with Easter, but I mean, even though it's
Easter only
candy,
available.
That's true.
It's only like
if
it were available.
Robin eggs other times of the year.
No, it's literally only available for Easter.
Motherfuckers.
I know, and this is the country that we live in today. It's just
right,
unbelievable.
Congressman.
Yeah, like you know, like we need to like start a movement about this. To be honest.
Yeah.
And it starts with the conversation that's happening in the comments.
Dude, those comments are blowing up. This is live right now, right? We can see how much.
Wow. The engagement on this is crazy. I'm loving seeing how much you guys are responding to this. It's like really wild.
Just seeing the participation. I love participation.
Yeah, participation's great. Involvement. So Easter, we both agree Easter is the reigning champ. Are there any other holidays that you could be considered? Halloween, Christmas?
I feel like there's probably some July 4th, like American flag candy, but I'm not really into that.
Yeah, I'm not thinking of any other. There's no Thanksgiving candy. That's a pie time, which is another one under the sweets umbrella, but not candy.
Yeah. You know
So
what?
Easter is the champ.
Well, you have robin eggs, and you also have the Whopper eggs, which are delicious.
Wait. Whopper eggs. The robin eggs are the Whopper eggs.
No. There's no robin eggs are like the malt covered ones.
Yeah, the one that it's like there's like
hard shell. There's
like
a hard shell.
Hard shell, and then basically a Whopper inside.
Yes, but then there's also Whopper eggs, which are the Whopper brand that are Whoppers in the shape of eggs, but they're like small. They're like mini. They don't have hard shell. No shell.
The Whopper
unshelled.
But the robin eggs are made by Whopper.
They don't have Whopper on the branding, but yes,
they do.
Okay, but they're mostly like robin egg branding.
Yeah, it's mostly, but it says like a small, tiny little Whopper.
Probably, I haven't noticed. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna step to me about, like,
don't really ruin your childhood, Pat. Take it easy.
Should we talk about the elephant in the room?
Wait. Also, I feel like you gotta talk about. I know you're not a big fan, but like Cadbury, like cream eggs.
No, so okay, I'm glad you brought up.
I'm really sad and ashamed to admit. I love Cadbury cream eggs. I will crush. I will
walk out of this podcast.
I have like there's probably like Cadbury cream eggs are the reason like I've never gotten rid of these love handles. Like it's probably the number one. Like cause you see those things and you just look at them like that's never leaving my body.
So I do find the Cadbury cream eggs to be repugnant. However,
the caramel ones.
Okay, the caramel ones are pretty good,
but
for me. Actually, the thing that has been kind of, I mean, honestly, it's kind of rocked me, and I'm like, I don't know, up from down these days, because the last 2 to 3 Easters, honestly, the robin egg was always the pinnacle of Easter candy for me, but lately, I'm all about the Cadbury chocolate eggs. You know, it's the same shell basically as the robin egg.
You get the chocolate carrot.
The chocolate carrot.
Oh yeah, they make it.
But first of all, I felt like we weren't done with the Cadbury chocolate egg thing. I was just starting to get into it, and also I would have loved a little bit more reaction to the fact that I'm saying that this is like overtaking robin eggs as my number one Easter candy.
Well, it's a wild hot take, so I'm not even gonna react to it.
No, look, I'm not trying to Stephen A. Smith you right now. I'm just like.
Also, like, just 100% real. When was the last time you got an Easter basket?
I mean, your mom dropped off some flowers for me.
And that wasn't like 20 years ago. It was like
no, that
2 years
happened
ago.
This Easter.
2 years ago.
I woke up Easter morning. I opened the door to the garage, and there they were.
Were you house sitting? Was it my garage or your garage?
No, she came over to my garage, or my mom's garage.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
No, but the Cadbury eggs, I honestly, the last 2 or 3 Easters, I've been purchasing them more than the Robin eggs. Like, of course, I want to get both, and I try to get both usually, like a bag of each. But if I had to choose,
Can I
I'm
ask you a
getting those
question?
Cadbury chocolate eggs. Yeah.
Are you in the dark chocolate ones, bad? Do we need to talk about this?
No.
Are you going out of your way to buy dark chocolate Cadbury eggs?
Look, I just feel like in the current, like, I just
stop this podcast and have a real
no.
conversation.
Of course, I'm having the milk chocolate like a good normal person. Okay. No, I'm having.
You're not buying, you're sharing with your moms.
My mom's wouldn't stoop to Cadbury. Let's be honest, okay? I don't care how dark that chocolate is. It's not dark enough. They don't sell it at the Good Earth,
Well,
okay?
that goes back to your high end chocolate versus low end chocolate.
That's a good point.
What do you consider
versus-
high end? Is like Toblerone high end? Is Lindor?
I mean, I
Lindor?
feel
Is it
like
Lindor?
yes,
Lint?
Lindor.
Sorry, Lint.
I don't. Yeah.
It's Lint.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. Like, I do think those are, or like Ghirardelli even.
Yeah.
You know, like those are kind of like
Luxury.
high-end.
We'll call 'em
They're
luxury.
like luxury chocolates.
Luxury
But I'm also
chocolates.
talking about like the eco chocolates, like you know the ones that it's like
Ritter
7
Sport.
Ritter Sport also, but those ones are still like very sweet. And I also want to bring into the conversation like 70% dark chocolate, like the
Like trash. Trash chocolate.
That disgusting chocolate that your mom's eat,
Yeah,
and you're
absolutely.
like, and you're like, God
No.
damn it, this is barely even worth eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Cacao. It's 70% cacao.
yeah, there's like a coconut milk, but they spelled milk with like a Y.
A Y. I
Yeah.
love. Oof. Sweet spot of mine.
Yeah. Look, but where does that factor in for you? Is that the future of our candy eating? Is that we're gonna transition into like the more fancy adult chocolates, and we just have 2 little pieces, and that like satisfies our sweet tooth? Because Anya was giving me this shit where she's like, I get a chocolate bar and I just have like 1 little piece after dinner every night, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? You're not you're not a candy addict, that's for sure.
Those people piss me the fuck off.
Right? Thank you.
What are you doing? You're not better than the rest of us.
Oh, look at me with my self-control. It takes me a week to eat
No.
1 chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Except for if you notice, it's never a good chocolate bar. It's these shitty
I'm
fancy
gonna start this
chocolate
new
bars.
show and I'm just gonna watch like 1 episode. Fuck you.
Yeah, die.
No. Yeah, I'm not into that, and I'm not really into that chocolate that much. But people are, and I guess I get it.
I mean, here's the thing: is like when I sit down and if I, for example, you brought up like Toblerone, or I was just house sitting for your parents, and I stole your parents had like a nice Lindt chocolate bar with like sea salt.
Did you have to rebuy it? You rebuy
That's
it?
what I was doing before I came here. I went, and they didn't have exactly.
Oh, so when you were at the post office, you were really rebuying the chocolate you ate from my parents' house.
I'm not proud of who
Hey,
I
be
am.
honest, how many saltwater taffy did you take down? You had to drive all that to Bodega Bay to restock that bad boy. They're the only people that I know that keep saltwater taffy at their house.
No, you know what the real sad part is, Zach? So I like ate some of their candy, and on Wednesday I was like,
It's so shameful, and I know this because I've done it. When you eat candy and you're like, first off, I shouldn't have eaten that. 2, it wasn't even that good. And 3, I have to go rebuy it because I'm embarrassed that I ate it. I mean, I've never done that because like I can look my parents in the eyes. But
no, but I'm like, the thing is, in that situation, it's like they're already like paying me more than they should to take care of their home, which essentially amounts to like being like bring in the mail and like smoke weed by the
sure
pool.
that fucking
Like
Harry and Marv don't come in and steal shit.
Yeah, like it's a little. I can't be like, oh, and I ate your chocolate. If you're like looking forward to it, and
You can't even blame the dogs either. At least if the dogs are there, you could blame them.
I know. But so on Wednesday, I went to the Good Earth and I was like, ooh, I'll get them some dark chocolate almonds to like replace some
They
of
won't
the
know the
candy.
difference.
and the problem was that it was too early. It was too early in the week. It didn't make it through the night.
No.
Like, it was literally like, I was like, I got my dried mango for me because I'm being healthy. I'm making good choices.
Yeah.
And I got the dark chocolate almonds. So I'll just leave them there. It'll be fine. It's just 2 days. I can do that. That evening, like, probably third pass at the kitchen, looking in the snack drawer, and it's just, and, you know.
The fact is, like, if you have the self-control to have a snack drawer, I mean, whenever I go to my parents' house, I just open up that drawer, and to be fair, they have a lot of novelty candy in there. Like, there'll be, like, weird Christmas candy. There's also, which I kind of forgot to mention, Valentine's Day has some sneaky
shit.
good, because I feel like my mom always has those Valentine's Day, like, mint malt balls, which are kind of good.
Those are
They're
good.
sneaky good. They're a sleeper. That's a sleeper pick.
Well, yeah, and but the other thing about your parents' snack drawer is sometimes, which happened to me this time, I was like, "Ooh, chocolate pecan caramels from the Good Earth," and
From,
then
like, 2017.
I was like, "Well, like I had two," and then I was like, "These smell weird," and then I was like really smelling them, and I was like, "Oh, these are like bad."
Oh, no, they're gluten-free. They were just gluten-free.
It was like, "Oh, these are like expired." Yeah, which was, and then I had one more. And then I was like, all right, now I'm really done.
Munchies, man. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, the stack drawer is a crazy idea. But
Megan will occasionally buy, like, not very often, but she'll occasionally buy, like a large bag of, like, peanut M&Ms. Like, let's just have this as a snack. It's like, do you know what you're doing to me? It's like you just put, like, a fucking 12-pack in front of an alcoholic. Like, hey, you just be cool for the week. No,
Yeah.
I can't. I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night and walk over and be like, oh, there's some peanut M&Ms there.
Yeah.
Let me have a couple handfuls.
Well, and then the thing is, like, the problem for me is it is like, and that's why I say addict, because, you know, if I haven't had it for a little while, I can be like, you know what? No, I don't want to do that. But as soon as it hits your lips, it's like
so
once
good.
I have the taste in my mouth, it's all I can think
The
about.
animal.
It's like, it's just, if I know it's there, I'm like, one more handful.
It's
Like, that's
really-
with with the almonds. I opened it and I was like, I'll just have a few, because they always have like kind of half open candies, and maybe
Yeah.
they won't notice, and they won't think like, Pat bought these for us to replace candy he ate, and then opened them and ate.
It's
part of
almost be
them.
weirder if you, like, buy a new bag and don't open it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But I ate the whole thing.
There's also something really satisfying. I'm gonna say it's like an OCD thing. It's not, but where it's like you open a bag and then you finish it. Like having like a half open bag of anything is weird.
And the other thing is, I trick myself into saying that I'm being healthy, because I'm like, it's like a Band-Aid. Like, you want to tear it off, like then it's out of the house. If I eat the whole thing, it's out of the house, and I can make better choices tomorrow.
Like going to Good Earth and buying more candy. This is something I want to touch on since we talked about Reese's, which is a candy hot take that I have. Reese's Pieces, overrated.
I want to get into it with you. Let's do it in the next section, because we're running out of time.
Well, fuck.
We got just a minute left here before we have to throw to commercial again.
Who are we sponsored by?
Comet Popcorn. Comet
Ooh, yeah,
Corn? Yeah.
Comet Corn.
Comet Corn.
If you haven't had Comet Corn, it's delicious.
If you live in the North Bay area, Napa, Sonoma counties, buy some Comet Corn.
Pat's our marketing manager now.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. No, but so we're agreed. Easter is the best
Yes.
holiday for
Yes.
candy.
We decided
And-
that like an hour ago.
Okay. Well, I just want to, like, you know, I'm trying to bookmark, you know, tie the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Okay. And then fancy chocolate, normal chocolate. We're more of a, like,
You know, actually, while we're on this subject, just briefly, I don't know how much time we have. Super underrated. Halloween has these mini Mr. Goodbar squares.
okay.
The miniatures, you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen the square. I've just seen the mini
the rectangle,
bar.
the mini. That's
It's
what
a
I'm talking about,
rectangle.
mini.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
no one buys a full-size Mr. Goodbar.
Yeah, but a mini Mr. Goodbar in a
Is
pack
super
with
good.
a
Yes, and the
Yes.
others are garbage. But the
well,
mini
that's
Goodbar
also,
is really
I think,
good.
a nice thing about Halloween is it allows you to get a bunch of candies like you wouldn't normally get.
Variety.
Like Kit Kat, whatever.
Miscellaneous.
Yeah, it's a miscellaneous thing that's pretty nice.
Sorry, I don't know if I
No,
wrote
yeah.
that down.
So I feel good about this section. You ready to?
Could be an overstatement, but yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Well, guys, remember, get in those comments. Let's keep the conversation going. Like, let's just, you know, like, and don't forget to, like, smash the like and hit subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the other side. This break in the conversation brought to you by water pipes. Great for smoking water. Do you ever feel like you want to smoke more water? Are you sick and tired of not being able to smoke your water in a proficient and good manner? Well, try a water pipe, available at any head shop or place that sells water pipes, or sketchy gas stations, or just buy it online and tell your mom it's a vase. Water pipes. Now back to the show.
And we back, and we back, and we back. That's how you should start it, honestly.
Okay.
That's free advice.
Should we do one more take together? Just like
No, I think we should just like restart because this is garbage. I'm just kidding.
just like okay, you go.
Don't put me on the spot, man.
And we back.
I don't like it now. Should we start?
All right, we're back with the third and final section of our Candy Life podcast. You know, some people would say, and we back.
And we back?
And we back. And we're back.
And we're back.
Thank you guys for getting in the comments, you know.
There's so
Loving
many
the candy
comments.
conversation.
I was like, honestly, when you first started saying comments, I was like, no one's going to be commenting comments. Crazy. Blow it up.
Yeah, these comments it's going wild, you know.
Banging out. People are banging out the comments.
I feel like this is going viral.
Can we say that? Can we say banging out the comments?
If they're banging out the comments,
Yeah,
I mean
yeah.
they're banging their keyboards. Yeah.
Do you think people watching this on their laptops? I think it's
I mean, you know, I don't know which device they're choosing to watch this podcast.
yeah.
Could be a phone, could be an iPad.
Okay. Could you bang it out on the phone? I don't know.
You don't. I feel like you mostly bang on
You
a
tap it out.
laptop.
You tap it out on the phone.
On the touch screen, it's just like that's
Yeah,
not the satisfying.
yeah.
You know. Anyways, but this is a candy podcast, not a devices
both. We're versatile.
podcast. You know what? It's candy podcast. Okay, Zach.
Okay.
Can you just keep it?
You're the boss.
Okay, so the third and final section of our candy conversation, which, again, thank you guys for joining this conversation. I think it's important that we're having it in these times. I think this is the conversation that our country needs to really focus on. And that brings us, I mean, to me, this is kind of like the summit of all of this we've been building to.
I'm ready.
But
I'm ready.
top 3 candies and 1 dark horse.
Is this personal top 3 or top 3? I think, pound for pound in general.
I think let's end on our personal top 3s,
Okay.
and let's talk out the general pound for pound top 3, because I didn't consider that, and also I wonder where.
I'm gonna start. My favorite candy of all time is the 1998 version of the Giant Now and Later, which was
Now and Later. That's the
which
thing
was
I was looking.
discontinued.
The
It was
word
about-
I was looking
probably
for.
discontinued in its original format in about 2008. But
I remember you had a crisis about. Didn't you
Yeah.
try to buy some online? Like, you were
they don't
trying to
have them
buy
anymore. You literally
cases?
can't even buy. Now they're soft and chewy. You know what? People are pulling their molars out, and millennials are little baby back bitches. So they changed the formula.
Damn them.
Yeah, no, the original Now and Laters were the best candy. That was my favorite candy.
So in a way, are you trying to say like, make Now and Later's great again, or?
Too soon, but
Okay, let's just move right on. Let's just it's like a 60-minute podcast, all right? It's
this is long.
Yeah.
This is like 4. It's like a pilot episode.
We got to set up the characters, the backgrounds.
No, but that's my favorite overall. And again, that's what you have to realize that they don't make certain things the same way anymore. I would say top 3. Again, I've expressed my affinity for peanut M&Ms.
Okay, so all right, wait, hold on. I want to put a pin in this. So your number 1 is 1998 Now and Later.
I mean, original formula Now.
Original formula Now and Later.
Giant Now and Later
Giant
specifically,
Now
but
and
I will
Laters.
take regular Now and Laters as well.
Just any of the original formula Now and Later. But I'm like, I don't know if you're allowed to pick like a discontinued candy.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
In
That's
this
my favorite.
conversation.
That's just like my favorite.
Well, now everybody knows that, and
the
that's
top-
great. But
in the
let's
top-
move on to like a real. What's the world that we live in? I want
top
solutions,
3,
Zach.
Top 3.
What's your number 1 current day?
Peanut M&M. I think it's the
Peanut
best
M&M.
candy,
I mean,
well-rounded.
it's the
pound for
classic.
pound. And
It's
I will say
pound
it's
for
pound
pound,
for pound, too. It's the pound for pound king. It's the chocolate king. It's my top 3 king.
It's the candy king.
Universal king.
It's-
Candy king.
Wouldn't you even go so far? Would you go so
Snack
far
king. I'll go
as
snack
to
king.
say it's the sweets king.
Yes.
Like it's my number one sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
The peanut M&M is the most
The
versatile.
peanut M&M
always delivers.
The peanut M&M too.
It's so much better, and you also have the regular M&M to contrast it with, which is garbage.
Well, I don't
get
have,
the regular M&M out of here.
Well, okay, I mean that's a bit.
Pretty bad.
You're going a little bit far. I think.
I don't know about that.
I think you're going a little far.
Okay,
take it back.
No,
take it back.
What about mini M&Ms?
Okay, fuck the mini M&Ms. It's because here's the thing. For me, I think part of what I love about the M&M, including the peanut M&M, is I love that shell. And I think that's what I'm kind of making
the crunch factor too.
A discovery on this episode. I mean, the Cadbury chocolate eggs, the robin egg. I love like a hard candy
You're really
shell.
doing some work. You're really doing some personal work.
It's kind of a breakthrough, to be honest. I mean, I'm not gonna get the toe figured out. I'm not gonna get that, but like at least I know like what I'm looking for in a candy.
Yeah.
Hey. So I love the shell, and then the thing I like about the peanut M&M also is that there's a peanut in there, and that gives me
nutrition.
The illusion that
Protein.
I'm getting some proteins and some nutrients, and
like honestly, if I was to buy some trail mix and then it was all just peanut M&Ms, like I'd be psyched.
That's the ideal.
Like I literally have bought trail mix before and then added my own M&Ms to it to make it better.
Oh, for sure. And then you take the raisins out. Yeah, those are garbage.
Fucking raisins. Any candy that has raisins in it, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Raisinets, and then you know what else?
Oh, wait,
and I know you can agree with me on this, but the Mounds bars, garbage. Right?
I don't like Mounds.
Can we say Mounds are garbage?
Yeah.
Almond Joy? Can we also agree Almond Joy?
Almond Joy has a place.
I want you to commit to the people right now that Almond Joys are garbage.
All of it. I have some unpopular. I like all candies. I'm an equal opportunist.
I'm gonna walk out right now. Are you telling me?
No. I will say this much. I don't think Raisinets or Almond Joys are good, but I'll eat them. There's a time and a place. There's a time and a place for Raisinets. It feels like a classic theater candy. It's like, oh, I'm at the theater. It's like I'm getting popcorn, I'm eating my Raisinets.
I should pay too much for these and not enjoy my candy.
Yeah, like $6. Woo, the more you pay, the better they are, actually.
Well, so okay, this was not in my notes. You
took notes for this?
I mean, this is a professional podcast, okay? I lit the room. I took notes. I thought about this during my meditation this morning.
Ooh,
nice. But what candy? Is there a candy that like you're like that's disgusting? I draw the line.
I was gonna bring that up. I was gonna bottom 5 candies. I don't know what the word is. Like trash candies.
Trash candies.
Payday. It's basically a naked Baby Ruth.
Oh yeah, and it's very get stuck in your teeth, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely better than an almond
Like
joy
no
or a raisinette.
No one's ever reached for a Payday. Like there have been Payday that is sitting in vending machines for the last 20 years, and no one has ever bought.
Nobody. Yeah, I mean the same thing with the almond joy, but
almond. Call it almond joy.
Okay, I say one thing wrong and you just jump all over me. All right. But so Payday, because I'm actually drawing a blank. Like I can't really I can't think of candies that I would be like that's a hard no-go for me. Actually,
I mean, Raisinets aren't good. Necco wafers aren't good, even though I kind of like them.
I mean, yeah, Necco wafers aren't good. For me, it's sour candies. Like I don't like sour straws. I don't like sour gummy worms. I don't really like the sour candy genre. But it's like I respect it. Like I don't love Quentin Tarantino films, but I respect the fact that like people are like, oh, these are really good.
Yeah. But why are we having a podcast if you don't like sour candy? I don't even.
Well, because,
I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words.
Look, I'm just an advocate for chocolate, okay? Okay. And I feel like
you and my mom, perfect.
And her damn snack drawer.
Candy. I mean,
like
black licorice.
You said,
black licorice is not great.
I enjoy a black.
Even though
licorice,
I will eat it. I also
yeah, you're just every candy that you're like. I mean, that's a garbage candy. I would eat it.
There's really nothing I wouldn't eat, honestly. Like I'm not kidding. It's also
I like Reese's Pieces.
I would still eat Reese's Pieces. I think they're overrated. I think that everyone is always like,
but who's rating Reese's Pieces?
No, Reese's
high?
Pieces is like a bit. Like it was that was like a bit for a while. Yeah, people were like, ooh, Reese's. Like it was like tossed around. It was tossed around. It was.
You know what I do?
And people, it was used in E.T. They used Reese's Pieces in E.T. It was cute, and then it got gimmicky.
Here's here's an interesting point, though. I would say, so peanut M&M, we agree, is the pound for pound best candy, pound for pound best sweet, pound for pound best
Yeah.
chocolate.
And then Haribo gummy bears number 2.
It rules the. Let's not get to that yet because we agree on number 1. But what I think is interesting is that M&M does not translate anywhere else. As you said, like nobody likes normal M&Ms, nobody likes mini M&Ms. No, like it's all garbage. What's interesting is I feel like Reese's is the one candy that they've diversified into so many. You got the classic Reese's, you got the holiday Reese's, you got the Reese's large cup, you got the fast break, you got the Reese's Pieces. There's also the other Reese's candy
Take
bar.
5.
The Take 5, which is my dark horse pick. I love the Take 5. Take 5s are so
You
good.
make those? I don't think you're the only
You
person
can
who's ever
only
bought
get
a
them
Take
at
5.
Don's Market, the off-brand 7-Eleven corner store near our house. It's the only place you can get a Take 5.
The peanut chocolate combination is clearly a winner.
It is, yes.
It's
And I mean,
clearly a
peanuts
winner.
are in Snickers too, which is another
Yeah.
like high pick.
Snickers, I think, is like also it's kind of the equivalent of peanut M&Ms, but I like the smaller pieces. The bar, I feel like it's docked for being a bar.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I had an interesting realization.
I want a handful of something. I don't want to bite something.
The thing about the bar is it's fleeting. It's
Yeah.
it's my same problem with burritos.
Yeah.
It's like I can eat that so quickly. And working on the fishing boat, we had 2 48 packs of Snickers bars. That's right. We went through 90 whatever Snickers bars.
Like a week?
Uh,
How much of that was you? Let's be real. Like, what
honestly,
percentage?
I didn't eat so many of the Snickers.
Was this before or after the toe?
I did. I did kill personally like a 2-pound jar of peanut M&Ms. Like we got it on board, and I literally was like, guys, like I know I don't make many requests, but like these are mine. Like you guys can't eat these. They were bought for the boat, but they're for me, and you're gonna have to respect that. And then I hid them.
You're hoarding now.
I was hoarding them.
Jeez. Are you invited back? Do you have a gig next year?
I think they thought it was lovable.
Okay.
We all had a
Yeah,
good laugh
yeah.
about it, like Pat and his diabetes, like
Yeah.
But having so many Snickers bars, having it so readily available, it was like that was a little bit nicer because then you don't have to be eating every bite like, oh my god, this is like it's almost over. Because I feel like as soon as you open it, you're already like my candy experience is almost over.
Well, I feel like
that's
that's like my
problematic.
like drunk snack sometimes. I'm like, I haven't really eaten dinner. Like, I just need like a little something. Get a Snickers bar. I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
Give me a Snickers bar and a mate. I'm good to go.
Yeah, the Snickers bar does it packs a good punch that way.
Yeah.
Again, the peanuts.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's circle back now. So your peanut M&Ms, your number 1. Peanut M&Ms, my number 1. Your number 2 is the Haribo gummy bears.
Golden Bear.
The Golden Bear.
The Golden Bear.
I find those to be too chewy.
Well, you've said that you don't like anything but chocolates. Like, I don't even think you're a candy fan at this point, honestly. Like, I'm like, what?
I mean, look.
Our friendship is built off a lie.
I just feel like there's
Like, you don't like sour candy? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I just think that there's look.
You're a freak.
Look, early in my life, of course, I wanted to dabble in other candies. But as I get older and I start to know myself and know my body, it's just there are certain candies that work better for me. And I also know that it's like not every day can be a candy day because of the way I binge eat the candy. And so when I do binge, it's like it's got to hit all the greatest hits. Like, why go to something that I know is not going to really like satisfy
It's weird
me?
that it's not in your top greatest hits, but it's fine. You know, hey, no judgment.
I feel
You're
like
just
you're
missing
judging
out.
me.
You're just like missing out on like half the.
I mean,
the
look,
catalog.
I love a gummy worm. I love a gummy worm.
Oh yeah, cool.
So not sour, but just like a normal gummy worm is great.
I enjoy like a peppermint patty every once in a while. Also, kind of underrated.
I will say peppermint patty.
I've taken some heat for some of my hot takes on candy. I enjoy any candy that I can have like half of it and be like, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, but
I
think,
like a black licorice. I have like one piece and I'm like, you know what? I don't need to go back for a second. Raisinets? You have half a box and you're like, I'm fine. Necco wafers, you eat like one. You're like, I'm done.
That's the problem is that like for me personally, and I don't know if it is like the OCD thing that you referenced earlier, but it's like if I open any candy, it's pretty much always like got to be finished.
I feel like it's pretty hard
Even
to
if
finish.
I hate it.
It's pretty hard to finish a thing of black licorice.
I've been there. I'm not proud of it, but I've been there. Like, I mean, if I'm being honest,
Okay.
and this is about being honest,
Yeah.
right?
This is the truth room.
Yeah, this is a truth room. Okay, so your Haribo. My number 2 is definitely just Reese's. Can I do just a broad Reese's, or do I have to pick out specifically?
I don't think you have to go Reese's family, but I think you can say like Reese's Cup regular, and that encompasses all the holiday Reese's as well.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna specifically.
2-pack
We
Reese's.
already alluded to it, but I don't even like the regular cups. What I like is the bag of the miniatures and not the unwrapped ones. The unwrapped miniatures, while better for the environment, can really go fuck themselves.
But also, I think that there's actually a difference between the individually like Halloween wrapped. That's what I would actually say that Halloween has going for it is like the individual wrapped single Reese's cup versus the 2-pack. I feel like it tastes a little different.
Well,
there's some hocus pocus going on there.
The thing with the Reese's, like where the debate lies in the different type of Reese's and everything, is it's all about the chocolate to peanut butter ratio. And I actually think that's why the holiday Reese's do so well, is because there's more Reese's.
Yeah.
And it's a little less chocolate. And that's actually also why I like the miniature cups, because as I broke down earlier, you can have the bite that's like all Reese's. You can have a bite that's like chocolate Reese's 50-50.
It's a choose your own adventure. It's a choose your own adventure candy.
It's a choose your own adventure of candy. And it goes in well with like the peanut M&M, where it's like an experience that's going to last. Like I'm munching on it. It's like I keep getting to have the mouth pleasure. It's not just 4 bites and then it's over.
Yeah. It has
and the
longevity.
gummy bears that way as well. Actually, interesting enough, both of our top 2 is, like it's a kind of the experience is meant to last. It's not meant to be over quickly.
Well, it depends who you are, but yeah.
Okay, all right. So what's your number 3 then?
Snickers. Oh no. Yeah, Snickers. Snickers is my number 3.
Snickers. So
I like Reese's. I think they're overrated. I think Snickers is better. Than Reese's.
Reese's is not even cracking the top 3.
Top 5, but not top 3. No.
Really?
I think Snickers. Yeah, I think the peanut. I think Reese's gets like a novel. It gets like a boost from being like kind of a novelty because it's like one of the only like, peanut butter cup.
It's the powerhouse of the candy world.
No, but it's
I
like
mean, look at the products we listed. No other candy has as many spin-offs.
No,
I mean it is the
Snickers has a lot.
It's the Big Bang Theory of candy. It's
Are there
it's a
spin-offs?
juggernaut. I mean, Little Sheldon, Young Sheldon. Come on, that was a classic. Your parents DVR'd the shit out of that.
They definitely did not.
Yeah.
So let's not rope them into this.
Okay,
right?
sorry. It was the NCIS.
Yeah,
of
it would be
candy.
Hawaii 5-0. NCIS LA. Yeah, no. Yeah, Snickers. I think Snickers is better than Reese's.
Snickers is better than Reese's.
I'll draw that line.
I just vehemently disagree.
That's fine. Agree, disagree.
Okay, great.
You can
Good podcast.
You can have your
That's it. This is a fun episode. No, that's fine. Agree to disagree. You know, different opinions. That's fine. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. That's totally chill.
I mean, you're not gonna change my mind, Pat. We've been together for 30 years at this point.
I mean, look, I love a Snickers, but I just don't think. For me, my number 3 is going to be the plain gummy worm. That's where the gummy, and that's what I. And that's
brand?
what I want.
Like, what brand are you talking about? Haribo? You talking about off-brand?
Literally for me, it doesn't matter. It could be the Safeway brand. It could be the
That's
trolley.
ridiculous.
It's just
That's
like any
that's
gummy
ridiculous
worm.
take. That's
Any
ridiculous
gummy
take.
worm I'm into.
That's like any drink, any TV show is fine.
But look, I want to. I'm trying to, kind of give you a little like, hey, gummies. Like
I don't need your validation, okay?
But I just like I want you to see that my breadth of candy enjoyment is I'm well-rounded. I'm a well-rounded
right.
candy enthusiast. There's a gummy in my top 3. It's 2 chocolates and a gummy.
You're throwing in there to feel more diversified. Let's be real.
No, this is
You're
not
adding a gummy worm onto the ticket to make it feel a little more, palatable for certain.
This is not a token pick. This is not a token.
It's a token gummy. It's a token gummy worm.
It's not a token gummy worm.
It's
this
a
is a
political
legitimate
worm.
gummy
It's
worm.
a political worm.
Look, you've seen me. Look, I have a very.
I've seen you eat a lot of things.
I have a very specific style. You start. What I would usually do is I would probably start with the peanut M&Ms, and once I get to the point where it's like I've crushed probably 60-70% of that bag, and my palate is like almost a little bit numb to the freshness of the chocolate, then I switch to the gummy worm. The gummy worm now hits like like it's my first candy. and now I'm getting first candy feels off those gummy worms, and it's the gummy taste and the gummy texture. It's cleansing the palate, and once the gummy worm starts to get a little bit old at about 67%, that's when I go to the Reese's Mini, and now that Reese's Mini is also hitting at first candy levels because I've cleansed the palate with the gummy. And if I were to just go peanut M&M into Reese's, it doesn't work. It's like that's not how the system works.
The diabetes is starting to make a lot more sense. I think this whole thing just turned into a PSA for diabetes. I'm be honest.
Yes. People gonna look back on this and be like, "Damn,
that's where it started."
That's sad.
People eat like that? Jesus.
Wow. Okay. Well.
What do they look like when they were kids?
Let's not bring out those photos.
Maybe. Just to bring out a new conversation, what do you think about the Hershey's Kiss? Hershey's Kiss almond.
Huh.
Really? I
mean,
enjoy the tinfoil. I enjoy the shape. There's something about like the shape where you chew it and like it has this unique kind of like profile to it. But I like
the profile of it is nice.
Yeah, the profile. It's not just like a classic bar where you just like it's like a kind of like it kind of like
melts in your mouth a little bit.
You crunch it down. There's the almond in the middle.
Okay.
I enjoy it.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
I will say
I love a Kiss as like a in a bowl, and I'm just.
Oh,
taking...
I love the bowl. I love any candy that's in a bowl for like just take one, and I'm gonna take a bowl.
Yeah.
I love anything that's like that. It's like, oh, this doesn't even count. I'm just taking a couple.
Just a couple. Oh.
I over the last couple years, over my adult years, I've gone through phases where like I'll be like into a candy like I don't really like that much. I'm just like I'll just like try it on. It's like I'm trying on like let me just try this on as a hat for a little while. Where like I've been like you know what for the next 2 months like if I'm ever feeling a sweet tooth I'm just gonna like go buy a Kit Kat on my way to work. Which is weird.
You
like,
do have those weird.
I don't really like. Yeah,
in a way that does make you more a better candy connoisseur than me because I'm like I feel
inclusive.
like I figured out who I was as a candy consumer.
Yeah.
At like age 16, I figured out the gummy to chocolate thing. Probably
you
16.
had it all figured out at 16. It's like everything else you had figured out at 16.
Just everything else just started falling into place.
Yeah, we'll make the best choices when we're 16.
I mean, I'm so proud of who I was as a teenager.
You've got nothing to learn about the candy game.
But it's
I'm just saying I've dabbled. Like I went through a Kit Kat phase, and I was like, you know what? I never liked Kit Kats. They're kind of delicious. I went through a York Patty phase, and I was like, a York Patty is another one of those where you have like 2 bites, and you're like, I'm good.
But those are another one that fall into a category of thing that we haven't talked about, which
mini
is
versus regular.
Mini versus regular, but also frozen. Like some candies, when you freeze or chill them, they jump up to another
Milk
level.
Duds. I can't even eat Milk Duds because I like them so much. Like that's a candy I don't even fuck with. Like I don't buy a small thing of Milk Duds because I'm like, I like that too much.
I agree that Milk Duds is one that I had to retire because it was problematic.
It was
like this one's gonna have to go away.
Yeah, this is not gonna work.
And
me.
honestly, my number 2, the Reese's miniature, I never buy Reese's miniatures anymore because it's like it became too ritualistic where it's like I make the big tinfoil ball and I save all the little it was weird. It's a little weird.
A serial killer.
All right. Well, so your top 3 one more time.
Peanut M&M's.
Peanut M&M's, the king.
Haribo Golden Bears.
Haribo Golden Bears.
Snickers.
All right. And I'm gonna.
That's conservative.
I'm sticking with peanut M&M, Reese's miniatures, gummy worms.
And just like any brand.
Just there's so much disgust.
Just like any.
Don't appreciate the disgust. All right. Well, that's it. We're gonna come back in a second for a few closing thoughts and
we are
a big special announcement for lovers of the Wine Life and now Candy Life podcast that people are gonna be really excited for. So after the break, more coming up, and don't forget. Get in those comments.
Dude, I've been hearing him smash those comments.
Dude,
this whole time.
They're begging those comments.
I don't think you gotta tell them again, honestly.
Banging that like button.
They can't even hear the podcast because they're just smashing those keys so loud.
I know, but we're loving the conversation, guys.
Yeah,
so let's keep the conversation going, and we'll see you guys back here for the conclusion of this exciting podcast. All right, guys, you made it. You made it through an hour of candy conversation. conversations about candy and an hour of it. Good for you. Hopefully now you feel like you're a candy expert, or maybe you're like me and you're really reevaluating your relationship with candy, and it's making you think, got to make some changes, got to make some choices, got to make some changes. But yeah, that was a conversation about candy. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I hope, you enjoyed Zach and I's dynamic. I mean, I'm inside of it, so it's kind of hard for me to say that, but I feel like it's a good dynamic. Like we're kind of a fun hang. We're a good time. Hopefully that came through to all of you guys. I don't know. Let's see. But yeah, that we had a lot of fun talking about candy, and hopefully you had a good time listening about candy. And before we go, I did want to talk a little bit about, first of all, hitting subscribe. Hey, hit the subscribe button on the channel. Do it if you haven't already. And I also wanted to take a minute out and say, thank you to the 4 new subscribers who subscribed in the month of August. I don't know who you are, but you're getting in on the ground floor of the Laugh at Pat experience. You will not be forgotten. This is the equivalent of buying Amazon stock when it was like 50 cents a share, or Apple stock when it was super cheap. You're getting in on the ground floor. Really exciting to see these huge growth numbers in August. I mean, to skyrocket from 26 to 30 subscribers. I mean, we just never could have expected that kind of growth, especially in the month of August, end of Q3. So, huge numbers there. Really excited about those. And, heading into September, we're trying to keep that growth rolling, and we're looking to try to add 4 more subscribers, and, just keep that upward growth chart going from 30 to 34 subscribers. Unfortunately, we can't grow too quickly. We don't want our growth to explode too rapidly. So we are going to have to cap the number of new subscribers in September to 4. So get in now. If you haven't clicked subscribe yet, subscribe now, because once we hit 34, we're going to have to cap it, and you'll have to wait till October to try to get another chance to get in on the ground floor of this Laugh at Pat channel. So now's the time. Hit that subscribe button. And to all of you who have hit subscribe, thank you. You're the real subscribers. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. You've probably heard enough talking from me. Definitely heard enough talking from me. So I'm going to wrap it up now and say good night, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time you're watching this. Goodbye.